10 Things You Missed in Drake Duppy Freestyle.
So if you rebuke me for working with someone else on a couple of V's.
Just the other day, Drake released his hit new single, Duppy Freestyle. The song features Drake freestyling over a smooth beat with a lot of lyrical meaning. There's also a lot of things you all probably missed while listening to this new drop by Drizzy. Today we're going to cover 10 things you missed in Drake's Duppy Freestyle. Everything from hidden meanings, Easter eggs, and sneak disses inside the song. So be sure to watch this entire video as you're not going to want to miss out on what we have today. Also, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. With that being said, let's get right into the list.
Maintain a nice firm grip on the hips and pose. You might want to take a picture. This is a memory that'll last a lifetime.
Number 10. Duppy Freestyle is actually a diss at good music artists Pusha T and Kanye West. The song was released the same day as Pusha T's Daytona in response to Drake's track Infrared, which brought up Drake's alleged ghostwriter Quentin Miller. What's crazy is that in less than a day after Pusha T appeared to diss Drake on Daytona's song Infrared, The View's rapper fired back at Pusha T and the song's producer Kanye West in this new track. On Infrared, Pusha T reignited Drake's feud, a beef sparked by Drake's two bird one stone. When he delivered the line, it was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin. The catalyst of Drake's Meek Mill beef, Quentin Miller is Drake's alleged ghostwriter. Drake seems to combat these accusations in his new song and fires back at Pusha T while backing himself up. But that's not all we have to cover today. Sit tight as we get more and more into this song and its overall meaning. There's also some crazy things that Drake rapped about in the song that you're not going to want to miss out on.
The #1 album, you have 20 songs in the Billboard Hot 100s. That's unbelievable.
It's been a slow week.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Number 9. How did the beef between Pusha and Drake start? Before we start looking into the lyrics of the song, it's important to go over the background information regarding the beef between Drake and Push. It all started with Lil Wayne. Drake got involved through association. In 2006, Wayne did a cover on Vibe magazine wearing Bape articles of clothing. At the time, Bape was something that Clips, the rap duo No Malice and Pusha T, decided to take over as their signature look. Clips jumped onto the track, Mr. Me Too, and claimed Wayne fit their style. As years went on, lots of shots were sent back and forth. In 2011, Pusha T dropped the song Don't F With Me, where people claimed that shots were sent at Wayne and Drake. However, Pusha denied that it was a diss. Pusha later in 2012 dropped a diss track, Exodus 23:1. On the track, it was clear that Pusha was going at Lil Wayne, and even a bit of Drake in Birdman. With shots being fired at Drake, he took the beef into his own hands. In late 2013, on Nothing Was the Same, Drake decided to send some slight shots at Pusha T. In 2016, Pusha T responded with the track HGTV. The same year, Drake would respond with the Two Birds, One Stone. It would take Pusha T about a year and a half to respond to Two Birds, One Stone with his track Infrared on the album Daytona. And here we are, on Drake's Duppy Freestyle. It's important to know how it all started, but what shocked me as well as most people is that the beef didn't even start between Pusha and Drake. In fact, it was more with Lil Wayne. That's definitely something crazy to think about. It's also funny that Pusha T took over a year and a half to respond to Drake's diss, and Drake responded within less than 24 hours. Number 8. Coming in next, we have some hidden meaning and sneak disses behind the lines, so if you rebuke me for working with someone else on a couple V's, what do you really think at the end that's making your beats? I've done things for him that I thought I never would need. Father had to stretch his hands out to get it from me. Drake questions Pusha's disses on the final track Infrared that called him out for using writers on a couple verses, when Kanye also uses writers, including Drake. So interestingly, Drake actually admits that he did use a little help with writing the lines on a few of his songs, but this is specifically Kanye when he raps. Father had to stretch his hands out and get it from me. This specifically refers to Kanye West, Father stretches my hands, where Kanye actually admits that Drake helped him write the song. I think this is one of the best disses because it's so subtle and sneaky. Not only does Drake make a fire dissing point, but he also adds the strong title in the line, so it all runs down. Drake is basically saying that people are pointing fingers at him for doing the same thing they did, except Drake didn't do it as much. Number 7. Next up, we have some hidden meaning behind the lines where Drake raps, tired of sitting quiet and helping my enemies eat. Getting temperature checks. They know that my head overheats. Prior to his beef with Meek Mill in 2016, Drake had feuds with many other rappers who checked his temperature, lyrical ability, but never released full diss tracks until he responded, overheated, to Meek Mill with Charged Up and Back to Back. In a 2017 interview with DJ Semtex, Drake discussed not exposing artists who use ghostwriters, stating, if I was like an evil spirit, if I had a different agenda, I could sit here and tell you how the really works. I can sit here and tell you 10, 20 people that are worse than me, that literally take everything and it's just a verbatim process. But I'm not like that. But another speculation that people have is the head overheats line is a reference to being a hot skull. This is a reference he would have gotten from his time with Jamaica dancehall artist Bacan. A hot skull is someone who's quick to do irrational things, equal to a loose cannon in the American vernacular. Take note of the Jamaican reference as we move on, because it's actually got a lot of hidden meaning behind it that you probably didn't know. Number 6. The meaning of the word Duppy. If you all didn't know, Duppy is a Jamaican paydos for ghost. As you're aware by now, the diss track was made to address the ghostwriting rumors that Drake has been allegedly using. So if we translate that out, the song title is actually Ghost Freestyle. I think while this is so little, it's very important to add to this list because of how significant it is to the meaning of the song. As we talked about earlier, Drake snuck in Kanye's song title and now snuck in a hidden translation that relates to the song. So be sure to continue watching as we have even more hidden meanings and messages that you all definitely missed within the song. Number 5. Coming up next, we move down a few lines where Drake raps, "I could never have a Virgil in my circle and hold him back, cause he makes me nervous. I want to see my brothers flourish to their higher purpose." Virgil Abloh is a fashion designer and, as of 2018, head menswear designer at Louis Vuitton. He is most known for his streetwear brand Off-White and was previously head of Kanye's creative brand Donda. He assisted Kanye with everything from album covers, as the early 808s and Heartbreak, to stage design tours like Yeezus. This lyric is a reference to Kanye's interview with Charlamagne the God, where Kanye said that Virgil becoming the director of Louis Vuitton made him feel a little nervous and seemed envious of his friend's success, specifically Virgil. Kanye previously had a deal with Nike, but had a falling out with the footwear company and just signed with Adidas. In 2017, Virgil Abloh collaborated with the fashion juggernaut. Virgil in My Circle could also be a reference to Dante's poem Inferno, where the poet Virgil guides Dante through the 9 circles of hell. These lines have a lot of different interpretations that people are still trying to uncover fully. So if you have any idea what else these lines might be trying to say, leave those suggestions in the comments down below. We would love to hear your opinion. Number 4. For our next spot on the list, we have a really sneaky diss that Drake dropped in Pusha T in the song. These come from the lines, "I had a microphone of yours, but then the signature faded." I think that pretty much resembles what's been happening lately. Drake once owned a signed Clips-era Pusha T microphone that he bought off eBay for $200. In a World Star video, Drake spoke about how he used to pretend to do interviews on the red carpet and perform Clips songs with the microphone. Like his signature would naturally fade over time, Drake feels like Pusha's career has been declining too. It's possible that Drake is also talking about the fading quality of the microphone over time. Here's a clip of Drake talking about his mic. Number 3. Moving on, we go back to Drake and the ghostwriting accusations with these few lines. And as for Q, man, I changed his life a couple times and was at Kroger working double time. Y'all acting like he made the boy when I was trying to help the guy. So as you know by now, Pusha T threw shots at Drake on Infrared, bringing back a 3-year-old accusation that Quentin Miller ghost wrote a handful of songs on Drake's If You're Reading This, It's Too Late in 2015. Drake fires back by saying that he's trying to help out Quentin by giving him a job in the music industry, including giving Quentin a number of songwriting credits, so that he could quit working long hours for minimum wage at a retail store. Side note, and kind of a funny thing to add, Quentin acknowledged this line shortly after the release of the song, clarifying that it was actually a Publix, not a Kroger. Drake is stating that Pusha is trying to make it seem like the supposed ghostwriter made Drake's career, when Drake was actually trying to help the guy out. I still think it's funny that Quentin responded by saying it was a Publix, not actually Kroger. Number 2. Next up, later on in the song, Drake raps the lines, "I really shouldn't have given you none of my time, cause you older than the end, you running behind." Drake feels that Pusha isn't big enough to deal a warranted response. Push is 41 years old and signed to Kanye West, who is 40 years old, making Pusha T older than his label head. It's also worth noting that Push titled his album Daytona because he felt like he had the luxury of time. Drake is now giving Push his time. This line is similar to Drake's line for the Meek Mill diss, Back to Back. When I look back, I might be mad that I gave this attention. Drake is trying to say that Pusha is just too old, and even too old to be a rapper in the scene. He also wanted to tell people that Push is using Kanye to back himself up, while Drake is doing it on his own. These lines are definitely very sneaky and throw a great diss at the two. Number 1. And finally, at the very end of the diss, Drake has an intro which pretty much ends Pusha as we know it. Drake simply raps, "To be honest, Duppy." As we mentioned earlier, the term Duppy is another name for an evil spirit, a demon, or the ghost of a dead person, originating from Jamaican folklore. Drake feels like Push is a ghost of the past, and isn't relevant in 2018. Boyda, the Jamaican-born producer of the freestyle and longtime Drake collaborator, confirmed the ghostwriter reference on Twitter. Whilst the term originated from Jamaica, it's often used as UK street slang, meaning to destroy or annihilate someone. The word gets used a lot when grime artists beef with each other. The original Duppy freestyle was made by Skepta when he dissed a fellow UK rapper, Mega Man, in 2006. It could also be seen as a passive-aggressive way of mentioning ghostwriting. Drake could be trying to make fun of Pusha for only dissing him on ghostwriting when Drizzy had a lot more to cover. I think that this ending was awesome and pretty much put the icing on the cake for this diss.
Maintain a nice firm grip on the hips and pose. You might want to take a picture. This is a memory that'll last a lifetime.
The #1 album, you have 20 songs in the Billboard Hot 100s. That's unbelievable.
It's been a slow week.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Just another reminder to enter the iPhone 10 giveaway we have going on. All you guys need to do is subscribe, turn on post notifications, drop a like, and comment the hidden message in the video.